Hello, dear. My name is Vicky. I'm a therapist based in Berlin, and I live in a community um, in Brandenburg. I share in my videos about my experience as a therapist and as a community member and as a human. I'm super happy that you're listening to me. And in this video, I want to briefly speak into commitment. Well, I recently had quite a roller coaster ride with commitment. Like, I have fear of committing to things, and that already starts with very little things like taking little decisions. What will I do on the weekend? Is it the best decision? Will I decide for this dance or for this ritual? Or recently, like I have been last week on the Jakobsweg in the north of Spain, so this pilgrimage, and it has been such an up and down. Will I go? Will I not go? And this has a lot to do with commitment. I am scared that if I decide for this one thing, I could miss out on another better thing. And so I don't commit to what I want, but I stay in I leave the back door open and I stay in this. Maybe I go and I don't decide until the very, very last moment. And this phenomenon takes a lot of energy. It is not only energy and time consuming for myself, it's nerve wracking for others as well, because it's really, I draw other people into my own bullshit. And yeah, I agree that I come and then I cancel, or I say maybe I'm coming, but I don't know yet. And in the end, it doesn't really matter what you do. It just matters that you are fully present, that you commit to what you do, and then you are really there. And it was very interesting because I, in the end, went to the Jakobsweg, even though until the very last moment I was doubting it. And then I took this doubt onto this travel, and I was there and I was still doubting it, and I was still in resistance. Yeah, in resistance against my decision. And then my somewhat partner was like, hey, woman, like, I have boundaries, your back and forth is really annoying. And he said it in the most gentle way, but he really took me and shook me and said, like, either you are here now and you arrive here and you come here with me now fully with the whole package, everything, or I'll bring you to the airport and you go back, and I'm very happy to bring you to the airport. And and from that moment on, something switched in me. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm committed here now. It's not fully what I want, but it doesn't matter. I'm committed with everything that is. And yeah, it was an intense experience. And it was like really stepping into my responsibility of having committed to this travel, being in a group of people that rely on me and that rely on my commitment, and yeah, to own my position as a group member. And yeah, in this commitment question lies so many, like so much. Yeah, there lies really responsibility, presence. Of course, there is some topics hidden about what do you actually want, and is this aligned, is what you're doing aligned with what you're wanting? Because commitment gets much easier when what you commit to is actually what you want. But it is not necessary. You can commit also to things. you maybe don't want. And there will always be things that you are not fully aligned with, and still you are there. And what do you do then? Be in resistance all the time, or just commit and be maybe not fully like uncommitted, committed, you know? You don't really want it, but you commit to fully live the experience, because if you don't do that, you will end up missing out on life. You will end up missing out on growth moments. You will end up living a life of resistance and half-heartedness and, yeah, not fully being there. And for me, it has been such a big lesson, this travels, because it has not been enjoyable. And to be honest, I didn't really want it. But still, I couldn't say no. So in the end, I was there, and I committed every day, again and again and again. I committed to the situations, to the also really shitty feelings, and I learned my lessons inside of this container. Um, yeah, and I have to say, commitment is fun. Commitment is power. Commitment is responsibility, and responsibility is power and fun and presence. And yeah, there is so much energy and growth in it. And it's not easy at all, but you move forward. And it has been like for me the first time that me and my long-term lover have been in a kind of relationshipy like travel together, and we have been really a team, committed to this experience, not caring what comes afterwards, and just saying, okay, we are here now. We rely on each other. It's an extreme situation to do a pilgrimage together. It's not comfy. It's not easy. It's fucking tough and hard. And if you cannot rely on your team members, yeah, it's not possible, you know? And that has been super interesting to see that this gets obvious when things are getting tight around you. You know, there has been really hot sun around us. We have been walking in, I don't know, 40, 50 degrees on asphalt roads next to highways, like really extreme situations, sometimes very short on water. And yeah, just not used to that amount of sun. And I was so glad and so touched that I could rely on my partner, and that I could rely finally on myself, and I could trust myself to actually be present and to decide for that. Because also, what I noticed in this non-commitment is that I cannot trust myself anymore, because I don't know what I want anymore. And I'm in this chain of, in this circle of what do I want? And in the end, I mean, yeah, there is something like an intuition that leads you away. But then on the other hand, every way is also good. Every step you take, every commitment you take is good and is perfect in itself. And if it's not 100% aligned with your intuition, that's fine as well, you know? Because intuition is a tricky, tricky thing. Like, yeah, I will make another video on that. So yeah, for now, to close here, this is a love speech for commitment. Um, it's, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with commitment. I'm in love with responsibility, fully fully showing up also with people that you maybe reject, with situations that parts of you maybe reject, but being fully present, and then maybe sharing these things, you know, but not stay stuck in this, but I don't want something else. Yeah. So come in contact, write me, yeah, work with me. I'm super excited hearing from you. What do you feel? What do you think about commitment and responsibility? What's your experiences? And yeah, thank you so much for listening. I feel super honored if you're listening to me, and I love you, and I'm looking forward to meeting, hearing you, or just feeling you over the distance. Bye bye, love.